Guess what?
What?
You going to school on Monday? Are you
I'm gonna get my back blown out in peace. You think I got time to talk about a divorce that's a year old?
They looked perfect, at least from the outside. Teyana Taylor and Iman Shumpert were the kind of couple everyone rooted for. Stylish, successful, supportive of each other. They weren't just relationship goals, they were family goals. The type of love people posted about with captions like, "When it's real, it shows." But the thing about perfection is that it's often just a mask. And now, that mask has cracked. Their story, once celebrated, has spiraled into heartbreak, betrayal, and a mother's fury. Because in the middle of all this chaos, one voice rose above the noise, one that nobody expected. Teyana's mom, and she is furious. A source close to the family revealed that during a heated confrontation, Nikki, Teyana's mother, looked Iman straight in the eyes and said, "You let fame ruin my baby." Those words weren't just sharp, they cut like a blade. But before we get there, let's go back to the beginning to understand what led to this painful moment and why many now believe this story isn't just about love gone wrong, it's about a mother protecting her child from something much darker. It all began beautifully. Teyana and Iman met when their stars were just starting to rise. She was a multi-talented force, a performer who could sing, act, choreograph, and light up any room she walked into. He was a confident NBA star, young, strong, and magnetic. Together, they had a chemistry that felt real. It wasn't just red carpet smiles. It was laughter, friendship, and a connection that seemed unshakable. When they got married in 2016, fans were obsessed. People looked at them like a modern-day fairy tale. Then came the birth of their daughter, a moment that deepened their love in the public eye. Iman delivered their first baby at home, something Teyana always spoke about with pride. People admired them for being down to earth, for showing that despite fame, they were a family first. But as time went on, things began to shift, not in one sudden explosion, but in quiet cracks, small fractures that grew over time. First came the rumors, whispers, of Iman being spotted at clubs with other women. Alleged DMs started to surface online, screenshots that couldn't be fully verified, but they were just enough to make people question what was happening behind closed doors. Despite the noise, Teyana stood by him. In interviews, she smiled and defended their marriage. She insisted their bond was solid, even when the blogs painted another picture. But behind closed doors, it wasn't so solid. According to people close to the couple, Teyana began to distance herself emotionally and physically. She started pouring more of her energy into her music, her directing projects, and her growing brand outside of the marriage. Meanwhile, Iman was seen more frequently without her. The image of the inseparable power couple started to fade. Then came the official news. Teyana and Iman were separating. At first, fans took it in stride. Relationships end. It happens. But what followed was far more explosive. Legal documents surfaced revealing that Teyana had filed for divorce months earlier, long before the public knew. In those documents, she claimed the marriage had been broken for a long time and that there had been repeated patterns of disrespect. That's when the real drama began, not just in court, but within the family. Nikki, Teyana's mother, had always been her fiercest protector. She wasn't just her mom. She was her manager, her mentor, her anchor. She knew the industry, she knew fame, and she knew its dangers. She had seen how fame could lift someone to the top one day and crush them the next. So when she discovered what was really happening behind the glamorous smiles, when she saw her daughter breaking down privately while putting on a brave face for the world, she snapped. The confrontation happened during a private meeting. It wasn't planned, but emotions had been building for weeks. Finally, Nikki couldn't stay silent. She looked at Iman and said, "You let fame ruin my baby." Witnesses say those words hit like a slap. She told him he had changed, that the man who once held her daughter's hand in the delivery room was now the same man who skipped her events, disrespected her in public, and treated their family like an afterthought. "She loved you," Nikki said, according to one source. "She would have done anything for you, and you took that for granted." People in the room say Iman barely responded. He listened, but his expression gave everything away. Shame, maybe guilt, maybe anger. No one really knows what was going through his mind. But what was clear was that Nikki wasn't speaking as a manager. She was speaking as a mother who had reached her breaking point. In the days following that confrontation, fans noticed Teyana posting cryptic messages on social media. Phrases like, "Peace is better than loyalty to the wrong people," and "You can't heal in the same environment that broke you." Meanwhile, Iman stayed silent publicly. No interviews, no explanations, but behind the scenes, whispers grew louder. A source close to Iman claimed he was preparing to file a motion for more custody time. But according to that same source, it wasn't about wanting to spend more time with the kids, it was about lowering child support payments. That revelation reportedly devastated Teyana. She confided in friends, "He doesn't want more time with them. He just wants to pay less." Her mother stood firmly beside her. Nikki immediately began working with lawyers, not only to protect Teyana but to protect her grandchildren. She didn't want the girls being treated like pawns in a legal chess game. And the sad part, the children could already feel the tension. They noticed the missed calls, the cold silence, the way their parents avoided eye contact during drop-offs. Kids always know, even when adults try to shield them. As the private battles escalated, the media caught on. Headlines exploded. Teyana's mom blasts Iman in heated private meeting. Child custody battle heating up. Sources claim Iman wants control. Social media divided quickly. Some defended Iman, insisting fathers deserve equal custody. Others sided with Nikki, believing fame had consumed him, that he was no longer the man he once was. What most people didn't see, though, was the emotional toll on Teyana. She was trying to hold it all together, raising her children, protecting her career, and fighting for her peace while drowning in public humiliation. Insiders say she barely slept during those months. Her light had dimmed, her smile gone. Every night, after tucking her daughters into bed, she would sit alone, tears falling silently. She didn't rant online. She didn't lash out publicly. She absorbed it all, until she couldn't anymore. That's the thing about women like Teyana. They endure, they carry, they hold everything inside until one day they break. And when she finally did, it wasn't the gossip blogs or the DMs that broke her. It was betrayal. "After everything I gave him," she reportedly told a friend, "he made me the villain." Those words cut deep because this wasn't just a breakup. This was a story of love turning into war, trust collapsing into silence. A woman who gave everything, only to be left in the shadows. And when you look closer, you realize this story isn't just about Teyana and Iman. It's about fame, about what happens when the world sees you as everything, but the one person you love sees you as nothing. Nikki saw it long before the public did. She noticed the way her daughter stopped dancing around the house, the way she hesitated before answering phone calls, the way her spark faded. She watched her daughter transform from fierce to fragile, from joyful to guarded. And when the dam finally broke, Nikki wasn't thinking about tabloids or fans, she was thinking about her child. When she told Iman, "You let fame ruin my baby," it wasn't just an accusation. It was a truth that echoed beyond that room. It was a sentence that will haunt interviews, articles, and documentaries for years. Because that line isn't just about Iman. It's about every man who loses sight of home while chasing flashing lights. It's about every woman who bleeds silently behind closed doors. It's about every mother who watches her daughter give everything, only to be blamed when the giving stops. Now, there's no staged reunion post, no paparazzi-friendly brunch, no vague captions about growth and healing. There is only silence. And in that silence, there is power. Teyana is no longer protecting the image of a happy couple. She is protecting herself, her daughters, and her truth. Her team is stronger than ever, her lawyers ready, and behind her stands her mother Nikki, a woman willing to burn bridges, fight in court, and do whatever it takes to save her daughter from drowning in the wreckage of a broken marriage. For Nikki, this isn't about headlines or public sympathy. It's about a mother refusing to let the world rewrite her daughter's story, because when history looks back on this moment, it won't just see a divorce. It will see a woman who loved fiercely, fought for her family, and finally chose herself. And it will see a mother who stood behind her child every step of the way, unshaken, unafraid, and unwilling to let fame destroy what love built. So if anyone thought this was over, they're wrong. The silence was just the calm. Now comes the storm.